and today we are going to be talking about how to disguise your menopausal belly. Yes, I am so excited because this is one of the biggest topics on my channel. These videos always do really well, and so I thought it would be a good idea to do a live session where you can come on and actually ask your questions and I can answer them for you. So if you are new to me, I'm Tracy Gold. I'm a personal stylist, designer, and show host, and I've been styling and designing for women for over 20 years. I have been helping women to dress their bodies. And I have to tell you, ladies, that when I hit perimenopause, I was like, what the is going on? Because suddenly I gained an extra 3 inches around my belly and I was on national television at the same time. So I had to very quickly figure out what was going to work for me and how I was going to dress myself so I could look and feel confident. And now I get to share those things with you. So come on in, ladies. It's wonderful to have you. Let me know in the chat where you are coming in from. Now, for today's session, I am going to be sharing with you my 5 top tips to disguising your menopausal belly. And intertwined into that, I'm also going to be putting my magic, or including, shall I say, my magic styling tricks. That's what I'm famous for, is my magic styling tricks. So I'm very excited, and let's go ahead and get started. Put in the chat, girls, where you're coming in from. It's wonderful to have you. Okay, so the most important thing that we often forget as we start going through these body changes, especially around our menopausal belly, is that what we need is shape. And the tendency is to try and cover everything up. The tendency is to go big and baggy and long to try and cover up everything that's going on underneath the clothes. But in actual fact, what that does is it can make you look bigger everywhere. Also, if you're still desperately trying to squeeze into the clothes that you used to wear, I know that feeling. Squeeze into the clothes you used to wear, and you really are just spilling out of your clothes. That is also going to make you look bigger. So what is the alternative? The most important thing that we need is shape. And so today you are going to see right throughout all the styles what that looks like, and that is present all the time. Now, shape is going to vary according to your body shape. It's obviously very independent to you, but these are some basic tips that I have found have worked across the board in my 20 years of styling women. The other thing that we really want to do in that whole shape is to define the waist. Again, it is going to vary slightly depending on your body shape and your comfort level. So I'm going to show you different ways that you can define the waist, but defining the waist, and I'm going to demonstrate it for you, is really the most important thing, because what it does is it places the emphasis above the belly. So this is where our belly is, and this is where we're defining our waist. If you think that defining your waist means that you're going to go down here, well, no, then that is going to emphasize your belly. However, when you go slightly higher than your natural waist, you're actually drawing the eye up. That's where the emphasis is, and away from the belly. And I'm going to show you all the magic tricks on how to do just that. So to start off the show, I thought I would go ahead and just do the dress that I'm wearing now. And I'm going to pin the items, ladies, as I go. Feel free to click on the links, and that will take you directly to the product. Also, feel free to ask me any questions as well. There is an option to book a one-on-one call with me, 15 minutes, completely free if you need to discuss the stuff and your individual needs. The link is in the description. All the items are listed in the description box below, as well as other alternatives. So I actually put it into category. So it makes it much easier for you to see all the different items. Is this Tracy Gold from Growing Pains? No. Could you tell by my accent that it's not me, that it's not her? So I was born in the US, but lived most of my life in South Africa. So I have this crazy accent, and I grew up with Southerners as well. So anyway, but Donna, lovely to have you. Hey, Polly fan, means so good to see you. All right, so girlfriends, what we're going to talk about is tip number 1 is to define your waist. Now, what I've done with this dress is that this dress makes it very easy to define your waist. I love wrap dresses, and I'll tell you why. Wrap dresses, if it is a good wrap dress, and we're going to talk about what a good wrap dress is, but if it is a good wrap dress, it is going to give you a lot of flexibility. It's going to wrap over a lot, and it's going to give you a lot of extra flexibility, which is really helpful, especially as we're going through all these body changes. I don't know about you. Look, I'm in perimenopause, so one day I'm feeling fine, the next day I'm bloated. At the moment, I'm feeling pretty bloated all over the place. It's just like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? And it happens in my face. It happens all over my body. So when I'm feeling bloated, then what it means is that I can tie this a little bit looser if I need to, or tighter if I'm having a better day. And the fabric is stretched, so it really gives me that flexibility. What also helps a ton, and you may be looking at this and thinking to yourself, wow, that's a bold print. Yes, it is a bold print. Look, these dresses come in different prints, so it doesn't have to be as bold as this. But the reason why I use prints is because the prints actually disguise a multitude of things. They really make a difference. When you are wearing a solid color, and I will show you some solid examples, you do have to work a little harder, okay? You have to be careful what underwear you wear underneath. The fabric has to be right. The style has to be right so that it doesn't cling. We will talk about that a little bit later in the video. So first of all, we have the defining of the waist. Then we have the print. And then we have the fit and flare. And all of this is present in one dress, making it easy for you. So the fit and flare means that it shapes nicely in the waist and then flares out in the hem. Now, why is that important? Well, because when you wear something that is flared in the hem and has a little bit of that at the bottom, it actually balances this top part of your body. So if you were to wear it like this, and most wrap dresses, girlfriend, let me just say, most wrap dresses are sitting more like this, because I have tried multiple ones on to compare and to see that I'm getting the style right. But can you see straight away, look at how you can see that this is making my hips and my tummy look bigger. Whereas when I'm doing this, completely different story, okay? It creates the sense of balance, and that's the really cool thing. I've always preferred solids, never thought prints would help disguise. Okay, so that's a great point. Thank you so much for telling me that. Listen, I will tell you, girlfriend, honestly, and this is, I'm being completely transparent with you. When I was on QVC, when I first hit perimenopause, and I was on QVC very frequently, I had to wear solid colors because the brand didn't want my prints to clash with their prints. Completely understandable, because it was a handbag company. The problem was I didn't wear solid colors. And there's a reason why I didn't wear solid colors, because solid colors show everything, whereas where prints actually disguise. However, what you do have to do is you have to wear prints that are in fitted garments. If you go big and baggy and long, it is going to make you look bigger. It's going to create more volume. But if you are wearing prints, it disguises a multitude of things and allows you to wear something more fitted. Whereas in a plain, and this is where my pain point was, so I set out to figure it out, I had to wear solid colors, and I had to figure out which fabrics work, which prints, which fabrics work, and which styles work. Now, I will be doing some prints later on, some solids later on. So hang with me and you will see some as well. Okay, so now I'm going to show you another option. So we've got the fit and flare, we've got the print, we've got the fitted, the defining your waist. But now, listen, I love wrap dresses. I'm all about wrap dresses, and they come in different fabrics and they come in different prints as well. So if you wanted something a little less bold, no problem. Let me show you as an example. Most of the items that you're going to see today are from my own collection and can be customized to best suit you. Okay, and you can book a free call to discuss it if you need to. No pressure for you if you do that. So this is another option. This looks like denim. It is a woven. All of my fabrics are breathable, by the way. All of them are breathable because we get really hot and sweaty. hot and flashy. You know what I'm saying. So that is available. It's also available in this print. It's also available in this print here as well. So there are multiple different prints, and you can check it out on my website. Check out the links in the description. I put them according to category. So it'll give you wrap dresses, etc. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use Stella here as my hold for my microphone, which will be easier. And by the way, I do get changed in and out of things, so bear with me, but it just does make it easy. I've got the underpinnings. It just makes it easier so that I don't have to go off of camera every time I'm going to change, because I do it in front of you so that you can see that it's all real. Okay, so now the other option, and sometimes this was the very first dress that I created this was like it's almost like my hero product, okay? And I tried so many different renditions of this dress, I can't tell you. I bought items, I made items, I did so many renditions to get this dress absolutely perfect. This is called the Wear Three Ways dress, and I'll explain it in a second. It's in exactly the same fabric as I just had on, but it's a different style, showing you that you can have different styles in different fabrics as well. So if you like a fabric but you don't like the style, it's very easy for you. Hey JM. Wow, okay, so hold on, let me just see, I'm getting some comments. I just want to reply to you girls as you're coming on. Is India delivery available? Tappies, I can double check. I do have a Shopify store. Just take a look at I'll link something in the product. Just take a look and see. If not, I'm sure that I can set that up for you. Let me just put in there, I'm just gonna pop in my info at tracygoldnewyork.com. This is my email address. So if you find that it doesn't give you that option, then just email me. I will set it up after the live, and then that way you can. But I mean, I can pretty much send to anywhere. Just not South Africa, where because stuff just gets lost. It gets lost from there. All right, so girls, this is the Wear Three Ways dress. I'm going to pin this right but just bearing in mind, and Stella, my mannequin, is wearing one of them as well. So this is the one that I am wearing, but it is available. In fact, I've got a really nice offer where you save $150 on the dress and the belt combination, and it's available in 3 different prints. Okay, that's great. So just pop something in your cart. So click on the item that I have at the below, just anything. Pop it in your cart and see if it offers you shipping to India. And if it does, then that means you can easily shop. If not, just send me an email and I will set it up for you. No problem. It'll be simple. Okay, so here we go, girlfriends. This is the Wear Three Ways dress. Now, I will explain about the Wear Three Ways in a moment, why it's called that. But the most important thing, and this is relevant to today's topic, is that it has some waist definition. Do you see that? Although it's not tight. So if it were to be tight, it would be this, okay? That's not going to work as well, right? Whereas this gives you a lot more room and it gives you more space. But it still has that waist definition. And then, what did I say? It's fit and flare. So it fits, it's slightly shaped in the waist and then flares out. Why is that important? Well, you can see. Look at what happens if I do that. Can you see how that focuses all the attention on here? Whereas, if you have it like this, completely different story. Because this, the flare at the bottom is balancing everything else to the top. Now, you may want to take this look to another level, and I'll show you how you can do it now in a second. All right, so in comes the Magic Belt. All right, and I'm going to pin these because these are available in different fabrics. They are my top seller. This is the red one, but I'm going to put in here, there is a nice bundle as well. So you can get a black and a brown one. They both are mock snake. And it gives you a bundle deal. So it's really fun. Now, the thing about a belt, a lot of women think that they can't wear belts. But for the most part, You can wear a belt, you just are not wearing it correctly. So let me show you a few reasons why you think you may not be able to wear a belt. So a lot of times what women are doing is that they're belting too low. And I actually ask my clients to do this in front of me so that I can see how they would naturally belt it. And that's how I realized, oh, wait, they're wearing it too low. So if you are doing this, then yes, you are going to place more emphasis on your belly. And for most of us who are Gen Xers, I'm 52, for most of us Gen Xers, we've lost the sense of our waist because we were wearing hipsters for so long. So it stands to reason that we would think that this is our waist, but that's not your waist. So what you want to do is you want to go higher up into your waist. So notice here, girlfriends, where your natural waist is. This is where my natural waist is, okay? And then you're going to put the start of the belt above that. That's where it's going to go. Now, the other mistake that we make is that we take it and we just pop it on, and then all the fullness goes to probably one cheek. Okay, maybe it's even, but often it goes to one cheek, which isn't very flattering, all right? So what we want to do rather is we want to give it, again, we want to really emphasize the shape, and we also want to give ourselves a little bit of extra in front of the belly, right? So this is one of the tricks that I use. Take the fullness, okay? And this only works if you've got shape in the waist and it's flared out. It's not going to work if it's straight up and down. That's just going to add extra volume. But this will. Take the fullness, pull it in front. Can you see already what it's doing to my shape? It's already cinching the waist more, and it's bringing the fullness almost into a pleat into the front. Now, you pop on the belt, okay? And look at that. Now you're going to tie it, because you're tying it high up into your waist, you're going to tie it in an asymmetrical. Why? Because what we want to do is we want to draw the eye there and not here. So you're doing multiple things at one time. You're emphasizing your waist. You're then giving yourself that extra fullness in front here, and then you are tying to the side to further emphasize the asymmetrical. And now you're going to let the ties just go down the body. For the most part, the other belts are longer. The ties actually go longer, and so that works even better. It really is phenomenal. And because of it's a soft fabric, and most of them have got a little bit of stretch in them, they're really comfortable. So they're not uncomfortable. I find also in perimenopause, my belly feels really like very sensitive. And so sometimes the whole idea of having a thick leather belt in there just doesn't work for me. However, this does, because it doesn't feel uncomfortable. Now, if you have a shorter torso, and or you have a bigger bust. So let me know in the comments if that is you. Because for many women, that is the one thing that I hear. They're like, oh, but Tracy, that makes my bust look bigger. Or I don't have a waist, or my waist is very short. And so putting a wide belt in my waist just takes up all there is, right? And that is true, okay? I am not denying that. But there's another little trick for you. So what you do is you take the same belt, the same magic belt, but you just fold it over a little bit and make it a little narrower. Okay, now you've got a skinnier belt. Now you can do exactly the same thing. And what I do is I just hold it there. So fold it. Let me do it again. Fold it over. Hold it in the front, in the middle-ish. Pull that there. And now, look at that. Look at that. So now you've got a skinnier belt. So it's taking up less of your waist. It's still defining your waist, but it's not going to make you feel like, oh, the whole waist is taken up. One other little side point. I just want to make one other little side, and this is not to do with the menopausal belly, but it affects your whole look, is if you are bigger busted. Very important, ladies. Very important. Well, it's actually important across the board, but especially if you are bigger busted. You need to make sure that you are wearing the correct bra. Because if you are hanging too low, that's taking up the tiny bit of waist that you actually have. And you probably have a lot more waist than you think you have, but you don't know it because your girls are hanging too low. I have a client who I worked with, and that was exactly, it's happened time and time again, where we have to go ahead and get the bras first, get the right bras, and then we can work out what clothes are going to work for her, because anything she tries on it's not going to look right because her girls are hanging too low. So that's a really, really important little tip. Okay, so now we're going to move on from this one. And by the way, I just want to say that if you are a woman who doesn't like to show your upper arms, I did do a video last Sunday. It's on my channel, a deep dive video on how to cover up your upper arms and still look stylish. You can always wear one of the Magic Blouses. Okay, so this is the Magic Blouse. I know it's print on print. It's pretty bold. But Stella, the one Stella's wearing now, I'll show you on her as well. You can easily get it in the same fabric if you prefer, or in a solid fabric. I love wearing print with print. I'm like all out. Bring it on. I love that kind of thing, but I don't necessarily design as if everybody likes to wear the same thing as me. Okay. And so, but for example, Stella could have, thank you, Stella. Just bring her along and you can see her. You see, this can be in the exact same fabric, and then it looks like one piece. And I'm actually going to take Stella's belt off. By the way, what Stella's wearing now is on special. So you can save $150 on the dress and the belt, and then just get the Magic Blouse on top of that if you want to, and it gives you nice options. Okay, so look at that. And the Magic Blouse, by the way, Stella doesn't have a belly. She really does not have a belly. I'm looking for a curvier mannequin. I think that would be very helpful. In fact, maybe that's something I should do. Okay, so look at that. Can you see? Now what the Magic top does is it draws attention up here, takes attention away from the belly, and then the ties go in front of the belly, which is fabulous. So this is also another really great way of using it, and then also it gives you upper arm coverage for your other things in your closet. So you might have some camis that you have already in your closet. You might have sleeveless tops, some tank tops, and they just need that little bit of a cover up. This is a great option. It comes in different fabrics. It comes in even solid colors if you do want to get them in solid colors. Okay, thank you, Stella. She's doing a great, don't you think Stella's doing a great job, guys? There's also a navy, so she could do a navy top as well. But check out the video and you'll see all the different ways that you can disguise your upper arms if you need to. Because I understand as we go into midlife, we often have more than one complaint or more than one thing that we want to emphasize or de-emphasize. And so I always like to handle as many of those as I possibly can. Okay, so now we're going to move into skirts and pants. So it's all very easy, I think, with dresses to do this. It is very simple with dresses. Dresses are like my go-to. Yay for Stella. I'm actually thinking we need maybe a curvier Stella. I think I'm going to do some research and see if I can find a Stella number 2. A curvier, or maybe a menopausal. So it'll be Stella's gone menopausal. What do you think? I think that would be a fun thing. Okay, and by the way, Stella's dress also comes in this print. Okay, you can see in the actual items that I've pinned in the video and in the description box. If you click on the actual, in fact, let me just do it right now because it will come up so that you can click on it. Let me just put it there. Okay, there's Stella's dress. And if you click on that, you'll see that you get it in different prints. It's this print. It's Stella's print. And it is, hold on, where is that beautiful, oh, I love that one. It's called Constellation. One of my clients named it Constellation. Oh, here's Constellation. Okay, here's the Constellation. So you can get the Constellation, you can get the snake, or you can get the mermaid, which Stella is wearing. Okay, and you can choose your length as well. That's really cool. And according to your height, so it can be customized for your height. All right, so now let's talk about skirts and pants, because it's very easy, I find, to define the waist in a dress. It's very easy to take it to the next level and have a nice fit and flare, all of that kind of thing. But when it comes to skirts and pants, sometimes it's a little more challenging. Stella's going to hold my microphone for me. Thank you, Stella. All right, now I'm going to pop on a skirt. And I'm going to show you the magic trick that comes to skirts. All right, I have got underpinnings, but I'm just kind of, don't really want to get flagged by YouTube for any reason. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to be as delicate as I can be. All right, so here we go. This is one of my favorite prints, but I also do like quite bright colors. So, I'm quite a fan of bright colors. These are all sustainable as well, ladies, so it makes a big difference. They are made of breathable fabrics. They're sustainable, no harmful chemicals that you absorb on your skin through your skin, which I really like that idea. Okay. And I'm standing next to Stella because that's where my microphone is. All right, so now I'm going to show you a couple of tricks with skirts and how to disguise the menopausal belly with skirts. A lot of times we opt for, and pants, we opt for elasticated waists because we think that's just more comfortable. And yes, it's more comfortable, but it's often going to look very frumpy. So what is the alternative? Because there are alternatives, there are ways of doing it. All right, here we go. And let me just pin the skirt in all right, there we go. And this is available also in different fabrics and in a solid color as well. So if you do want to get it in a solid, by all means, you're welcome to order I've got it in a nice navy, a very dark midnight navy. Okay, so what is very important about skirts is that often we get where we tie it wrong. Okay, that's often the problem. So where we tie it. So if you are putting on a skirt, you'll probably go around here, right? And can you see straight away that is making this look wider? It's not looking as good. However, if I take this up much higher, and because it's a wrap skirt, it's much easier. Can you see how now it's a very different look? Why? Why is it a different look? Well, because what it does now is it allows for the eye to go above the belly. Same thing that we're doing with the belt, really. It's the exact same thing we're doing with the belt. So it's going higher up, and then when you pull it higher up, it also, because of the way that the skirt is designed, it has more fullness and there's more space. Can you see that? Okay, there's more space. Plus, it's now a fit in the waist and flare in the hem. Plus, it's got this really fun frill, which I always like. But what would happen if I'm doing this? Can you see how that makes this look wider? And that's what a pencil skirt is going to do for you. So you may have heard a lot of stylists say, oh, everybody can wear a pencil skirt. Pencil skirt is so flattering. I don't find pencil skirts flattering at all because when it's narrow towards the bottom, it makes everything above it look wider. But when the width is at the bottom, can you see? Can you see? Different look. Now the width is at the bottom, it makes everything above it look narrow. And what a wrap skirt does, so I love wrap skirts because they are very adjustable. They allow you to loosen or tighten depending on what's happening on the day, because we all go through these body changes. And then what it also allows for is for you to raise that level higher up. And then you can wear more fitted tops on underneath. If your top is a nice fabric where it's got a little bit of that more hold, it also works to smooth out a little bit underneath. So it does the sucky any thingy, but without you having to wear the sucky any pants. I'm only wearing these underneath just because I'm getting changed. I don't normally wear this. So I really like the fact that I have a longer top that can kind of just suck me in a little bit, and then I put the skirt above it, and can you see how well it works? Now, this also is a print. It's a delicate print. I'll come up close, you can see. It's got the red and the pink. So it is a delicate print, but it really does work to do a little bit of disguising. Again, this can be adjusted to your body shape and your length, by the way, so that the frill is in the right place. So if you're interested, click on there. It comes also in this fabric, so you can have it in this fabric. You could even have it in Stella's fabric. All right. So as long as it's a similar type of fabric, you can do that. And if you want us to book a call with me, feel free to there's a link in the description box below and we can chat about it if you want to. Okay. So this is a great way of doing it. Now, what about pants? Pants can be a little more tricky. Skirts, believe it or not, I find actually easier because if you have a wrap skirt as an example, much easier just to pull it up a little bit if you want to. Okay, you can take it up and you can find that perfect level. Now, what about one other thing. Sorry, one other thing. If you still do feel like if you wear this type of thing and you're like, Trace, I'm still feeling a little bit on the, like, it still feels a little too exposed for me. If it feels like your belly starts from too high up, which sometimes happens, right? And this still feels a little bit too much for you, you can get the magic top to go with it. Wear a simple cami on underneath, and you can do that. And then this, okay, I must just adjust it so that the white is not in the front. Okay, there we go. All right, the reverse of the fabric. Then, can you see how that's going to give it that extra disguising, and it emphasizes the waist? Okay, so can you see how that works to disguise? It is pretty awesome what the magic top can do, what the magic blouse can do. All right, now let's do pants and jeans because I really want to give you some time for pants and jeans because this is it is quite a big topic and it's a very big pain point for many of us. I want to tell you a quick little story while I get changed. So I had my very first migraine or migraine. How do you pronounce it here? Migraine, I think. I had my very first migraine in perimenopause. I'd never had one of them before, and I thought, oh, I'll just lay down for a little while and it will go away. It did not go away. It just progressively got worse. And the next day, I had like a migraine hangover. Have you guys ever had one of those? Like the migraine hangover? And I was speaking to a friend of mine. She gets migraines very frequently. And she said to me, Trace, all you need to do is go to the store, get some Coke, get some chips, and down it, like in quick succession. And I was like, what? Like, I don't drink Coke and I don't eat very salty, greasy chips. I had nothing like that in my apartment. So I went and I did that. And sure enough, it solved my migraine, but it made me super bloated, like unbelievable. And then I decided, oh, I really wanted to go shopping for jeans. Shopping for jeans. Oh my goodness. I just never do that. Never go on a bloated day shopping for jeans. I wanted to cry when I got home. It was just so, and it was during perimenopause where already I was so bloated to begin with. I was like, never again. Okay, so now we're going to talk about jeans. I'm going to pin these. This is the pair that I'm going to pin is a very similar pair. The pair that I have now is sold out. But this pair here is available. It shows it as white, but this is available also in a darker denim. I have them in white. They are super similar to these. Okay, so what I love about when you are going through perimenopause, there are a couple of things that you want to bear in mind. You do need, okay, even menopause as well, a little bit of elastic in your denim. So a stretch denim is highly advisable because that's going to give you some room. Then I love a slightly higher rise. So a mid to a high rise. I do have a long waist. I'm quite long waisted. So this sits kind of like high but not super high for me. But you could even go really high just depending on you and your own body shape and the length of your torso. Wide leg, but this is a wide leg that's got the fit in the waist and the hip, and then it flares out. So it's actually like a wide leg flare. So it's a little bit of a difference from just going straight down wide leg and it's straight. It actually has, can you see that it's got the flare? I love the flare. What the flare does is it makes everything again look narrow in comparison above it. Now, I've got layers underneath. For some of you, you're going to think like, Tracy, I cannot wear such tight tops, and I certainly can't tuck them in. That's absolutely fine. But don't do this. Okay, can you see this is not going to do it for you? This is going to just make everything look longer. But if you have a longer top and it is in a good fit, in a good fabric, this is a nice thicker cotton. It's not the typical t-shirting that you're used to. You can then rouge it. Can you see how that works very nicely? To do almost like that top where you buy it and it's got the ruching in it, you can do that. All right. If you don't want to, if you do, just don't wear it like this, because this is not going to do it. That's far better. This is going to give that nice little rouge. The other option as well, and I am going to show you some different options, girlfriend, so don't panic. Because you don't have to wear super fitted tops, but you do need to wear something that's got more shape. You do need to wear something that has, and that is not too long. Because if you put a big baggy top with a wide leg, it's going to make you look big everywhere. And I'll show you in a second. I'll show you an example. Okay, now this is a great option as well. A fitted vest. It's one of my favorite pieces. It's one of my favorite tricks. And you may think, well, what's that got to do with the menopausal belly? Well, actually quite a lot. Because it cinches the waist. This is another great way to cinch the waist, especially if belts don't work for you. Cinch the waist where it opens so the eye goes down the body, and bonus, it covers up the back fat. Which does, I don't know, I'm like, it's pretty, I'm like, where is this coming from? So I would, that's one of the options as well, is to use a fitted vest over it. Or wear something that has a little more shape to it, okay, but still wear it longer. So I'm going to put my microphone on Stella. Okay, I'm going to grab this one. Okay, I'm going to show you. Actually, no, I think I'm going to do, yes, I'm going to do two. I'm going to show you two. I'm doing a bit of a master class on your tops that you're going to wear with jeans. The important thing is to get those jeans right, because if you get the jeans right, it allows you so much more flexibility with the tops that you wear. But if you don't have the jeans right, it makes a big difference. You're going to find that the tops don't look right. So finding your perfect pair is really important. You can also go, if you have a slimmer leg, if you've got more of a belly and hips, but you have slimmer legs, then you can go with a straight leg, which I have already in the also in the comments below. Sorry, in the pinned in the actual video. I think I forgot to put it in the description. So just let me know in the comments if you want me to add that in. I can do it after the show. I can do it after the live. Okay, so this is another option. And this is a great option if you are the type of woman that says, oh, no, Tracy, no. I am not going to tuck my tops in. There's just no ways. It doesn't look right, and it makes everything bulge. This is a great way of doing it. See, it's over, but it's not too long, and it's got really nice shape. Again, wrap. I find wraps are just fantastic. Makes a big difference. The other option could be something more like, she's really making herself useful today. I think I'm going to use her every single week. You like the blouse. Okay, so let me just tell you, this is the only one I have. The rest are sold out. I do have it in different fabrics. This is a size 2 to 6. So if you do like it, hold on, let me put my top on first, and then I will give you the link. I actually forgot to put the link, to pin the link, to pin that one. Hold on, and I'll give it to you in a second. That's if it's your size. Otherwise, it's available in different fabrics. I work with a lot of small quantities of fabrics. And so it keeps it very exclusive. Sometimes I have like excess designer fabric. And so there are just, there's enough for like 3, 4, 5, 6 garments. That's all there is. Okay, let me just hold on. I'm just going to find it really quickly. It's Midnight Orchid. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to pin this in the chat. I'm going to put this in the chat, and then you can, JM, you can go ahead and put that in there. There we go. Okay, so if that's your size, grab it. If it isn't, there are other options. You can see, I did use AI. I'm just being honest, and I said it in there. I did use AI to show you what that blouse would look like in different fabrics. Okay, so, but the one that is in this one that I just tried on is exactly the right one. That is the correct one. Okay, this is another option. So something that has a little bit of shaping and then flares out, that's a really good option. You can, if you feel comfortable, to tuck in. This is a really fun little magic trick. Tuck it under like that. Pull it in the front and then tuck it in. And it just gives you a little bit more shape. Okay, just gives you a little bit more shape. And what I like about this as well is that it gives a little more room around the middle. But if that's not if that's not how you roll, then you can go like that. All right. And again, it doesn't have to have a huge amount of shape. It just needs enough shape. That's all it really needs, is enough shape. All right. Now let's talk about some solid options, because I know for some of you, solids are just the way you roll. Okay. And let me say that when I was on QVC, hold on, Stella's doing her job again. When I was on QVC, I had to wear solid colors. I absolutely had to wear solid colors. And so I figured it out. I figured out what would work and what fabrics work. And so I use a thicker cotton fabric. It is a stretch. It's like a t-shirting, but it's much thicker, and it has so much more hold. Now, this particular one, I actually wore on set. I actually wore this on QVC. Love this one. I think I did. I think I wore this one. Hold on. Just taking off my jeans. And they come in different color combinations as well. Oopsie daisy. I'm trying not to have to take my shoes off because it's a real schlep to take off my shoes. Okay, I'm just gonna put that over there. All right, this has got, you can see here, this has got a little facing, it's not completely a bra top, but it does have a facing inside. I don't like bra straps showing. Or bra lines showing. I'm not a huge fan of that. And so I prefer, if possible, to not have that. And I like it when it doesn't have too much stitching. Now, the nice thing, I'm going to pin this quickly. I think I've pinned it. I think I've attached it inside of the, hold on. Yes, I have. Okay, here we go. Got it. There we go. All right. Now, what works with this is the color blocking. And so that's our final tip. Color blocking is an amazing way of disguising your belly. This was what I used in my most bloated time on national television with 7 cameras around, because it allows that darker strip going down. It just cuts your body in half. It de-emphasizes across. Anything that's going to draw your eye down is going to draw your attention away from across. And then on top of it, you can belt it if you want to. So you can pop a belt onto this. Do I have one of my snake belts? I don't. I've actually run out of my snake belts. Okay, for lack of a better... we do have them coming in, so it'll be fine. But you can add a belt to it as well. This would be in a brown though. So that also, I use that a lot. I definitely do belting, because actually I find it works really well to detract attention away from the belly and up instead of it being there. Okay, and then this can be done in different ways. It can be in a shorter dress. So I have it in a pink and a red. I love to break rules. Do you guys remember? I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, pink and red were never supposed to be worn together, and I was like, Of course I want to wear pink and red together. Do you remember when black and brown wasn't allowed, like blue and brown wasn't allowed to be worn together because you're going to look like a bruise? I'm like, forget that. I want to wear blue and brown is a great combination. So this is a great way of disguising, and this is a solid color. But again, let's go through these tips. It defines the waist because it has got a little bit of that shaping. It is a fit and a flare. Can you see that? Because it has the flare at the bottom. Can you see what would happen if we do this? Can you see how that is not as flattering as this? This is so much more flattering. Okay? And then when it comes to a solid color, do pay a lot of attention to the fabric, because a lot of fabrics cling. I found that to be true. I couldn't believe how difficult it was to find fabrics that didn't cling to absolutely every line and everything and every whatever. Because I personally don't like to have to wear this kind of thing on underneath. I just don't like it. So for me, when I test a garment, I'm like, it needs to be able to be worn without that. And then I know it works. If you want to add it as an extra bonus, fabulous. And then you can also belt it if you want to. You can also, remember, there is always a sleeve option. Okay? There is always a sleeve option. This is my sleeve option. I always give you a sleeve option. Now what's nice, and I'm talking about arms again, you can go and check out the video that I did last Sunday on the upper arm. But what this does is, because of the frill, it makes the upper arm look narrow in comparison. You can also have it in a 3/4 if you prefer. Absolutely fine. All right. So girlfriends, I'm going to just quickly go through the 5 tips again. Okay. The 5 tips that I just shared, I'm going to do a quick recon. First of all, define your waist. Most important thing. You can define your waist by wearing clothes that give you some shape. It doesn't have to be, in fact, it doesn't have to be tight. It just needs to give you shape. Defining your waist, use a belt like what Stella's got on, okay? That will really emphasize your waist, or you can wear it completely loose. As long as there is some waist definition, that will help to disguise your belly. Number 2, you want to wear fit and flare, okay? So fit and flare, something that fits nicely in the waist and flares out in the hem. It doesn't have to be tight. This would be tight, okay? That would be tight. This is that fit and flare. Besides, also, we want the hem at the bottom to be the widest point so that it doesn't make this look wider. Can you see the difference there? All right. Then prints are your best friend. Prints do help to disguise. If you don't want to wear prints, use color blocking, use good thickness of fabrics so that they disguise and they don't cling to you. And then the last one was with pants and skirts, is to cut the expanse of your belly by using good jeans, a mid to high rise that's going to help give you that extra support, and then wear your tops on or over it, but still giving yourself some shape. Okay, so let me know, girlfriends, if there are any questions. Now, for some of you, this may be fabulous, and you can go off and do go ahead and say, great, I've got it. I know exactly what I need to do, and I know what I need to buy, and I know what works in my closet, and all that kind of thing. That is not you. If you are sitting there going, oh my goodness, great tips, would love to learn to implement them, but don't know where to start, then I do offer one-on-one styling. And you can do that online or here in New York with me in person. And I do have a free call that you can set up with me. So it's called a Style Discovery Call. The link is in the description box below. Go and feel free to go and book it. It makes it really easy for you. We just have a very, very no pressure, really fun chat. And I'll listen to what you have to say. I'll ask you a few questions. And if I can help you, I'll tell you I can help you. And if I can't, I'll tell you so as well. Okay, so I'll always be very honest with you. Also, if you have seen some styles that you really like, but you need to talk it through, feel free to book a call as well, because it's free of charge and it's 15 minutes. So it's really easy. Okay, so are there any questions, ladies? So put in the comments. I am here for a few more minutes. There is a delay, so I just want to check and make sure that I give time for questions, but feel free to put any questions in the chat. Because that is what I'm here for. Any questions in the chat? Here we go. I know there's always a little bit of a delay with the... Here we go. Okay, I'm also thinking maybe I should get a slightly curvier Stella. What do you think? A curvier Stella. So it will be Stella in menopause. I tried to get, I mean, this was her curvier, believe it or not. They really don't, like, it's quite bad that they don't make mannequins that are curvier. It drives me crazy. I used to have one in South Africa and I really loved her. She was she had like a little bit more of that curvy look to her. Okay, would you highlight, so would a lightweight ponte fabric work for a color block dress? Jay, that's a great question. The thing that I find about pontes, first of all, is that they're made of synthetic fabric. There's a lot of poly in there. Let me just double check on that. Let me just see here. Poly, ponte. What is it made? What is it made of? It's, yeah, it's got, see, if it's rayon, okay, so if it's rayon and viscose, then that will be breathable. If it, however, has, yes, okay, Carol, I'll do that in a second. So if it is a rayon viscose blend with a little bit of stretch, that's fine. That will be breathable for you. I think it depends on, you know what? I think it depends on the ponte, and I think it depends on the structure of the dress. So what I have found is that the color block on its own isn't going to always do the trick if the color block is like that. If the style of the dress, hold on, let me take this off so that you can see it properly. So they use ponte fabric a lot in mass production. I'm always a little nervous of that ponte because I don't know how effective it is to disguise. I haven't really tried, I'll be honest with you, I haven't tried it on myself. What have you found? Let me know. Do you find it clingy? And then I also worry that it's very synthetic and that's going to make you sweat, especially during summertime. Carol, will you be getting any more magic wrap tops? I need a medium. Carol, which one? Are you talking about these ones? Are you talking about this one? The wrap blouse? Or do you mean... I think you're referring to this one. If it's this one, I can't... This is a small medium. Do you need a medium large, Carol? You need a medium large. The fabric is actually sold out. I can't even get more fabric. But this is available in different fabrics. Yes, this is the one you're talking about. Okay, so you need a medium large, right, Carol? So like an 8-10 would be a medium large. Yeah, medium large would be 8-10. I don't have any more of this fabric. What I do have, though, is this fabric with Stella. Yes. You're an 8. Okay, so you would need an 8-10. So a medium to large. Yeah. Okay, so I can do it in this fabric. I can do it in this fabric. This one here. I can do it in this. I can do it in this. In this. In this. So I can do it in a lot of different fabrics. I've also got this fabric, which is really stunning. This is a really beautiful one. And then also this one. So if you like more of the purple, this is a purple with an olive. I've also this one. I can do it in this one. But this is not a breathable fabric. I just have to say this is not. But I don't find it very hot, and I get very hot very quickly. So I'm even able to wear that in the summertime. So that's, yeah, unfortunately this fabric is sold out. Even the supplier doesn't have it anymore. frustrating. But Carol, what I can do for you though is if you're wanting fabric, if you're wanting fabric that is more similar, like in the colors, reach out to me and I can look and see with my supplier and see what they have. If you really want, yes, before the first purple. Do you mean this one? Or, oh. Okay, so this is the mermaid, Carol. This is gorgeous. This is it looks like denim. Are you talking about this one here? This one. Constellation. This constellation is beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. And you know what's nice, Carol? It's got a little bit of texture to it. It is so, but it's breathable. Are you talking about this one here? This black and white. So this is the constellation one. And that option is available. So you can go ahead and order that one. Oh, you like the mermaid. Okay. I love the mermaid. Mermaid is like, I have this in every I like Stylists fabric. I have this in, this is really stunning. And you know what's nice is that these colors look good on almost everybody. I do work with colors that I find are more flattering. And this will go nicely with white as well. Or the black and white with lines. Okay, so this one here. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is really... Do you want me to put this on? Because it actually looks like the wrap blouse, but it's in a dress. Let me put it on quickly for you. Stella's going to hold my mic again. Because you can see Stella's dress. Hold on, I'm just going to plonk that on the floor. Okay, here we go. This is it. Okay, here we go. This is it here. Okay. So it's basically the same pattern, Carol, but in a dress. So this one, if you want me to put it on as an option, okay, the Midnight Orchid still just makes me gasp and the delight, but it's too small for me, sadly. But the pink and red is beautiful too. Oh yes, let's see the black and white. Okay. All right, so this one, guys, I would have to make this quickly available for you. Let me know if you want me to make it, because do I have it on, hold on, do I have it as an option there? I don't, but I can add it quickly. Let me just, this is the nice thing of being able to do lives, because, okay, hold on. While I'm talking to you, I'll have my laptop up here. Okay, so let me just go here quickly. This is it. It's exactly, the black and white is exactly the same, except it's in a dress. And it's got that beautiful sleeve. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to add another option here quickly for you. What did I, what did I call this? Hold on, let me just check here quickly. It's the Riviera. Hold on. Hey, Jazz. My Siamese has just come in here now to say hello. I know. All right, here. Black ivory. Okay, so let me just add the black ivory, and then it should actually add it. No, Jazzy. Okay, hold on. Let me just see. Okay, so it's added the black ivory now. Let me just add quickly and into the... Okay, I'm adding it quickly for you guys so that you can... There won't be a picture, but you know what it looks like. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's just I'm just going to double check and see now if it's showing it availability. If it's actually done that. Here we go. Jazzy, stop it. Oh, it's showing the picture now of the black ivory. Okay, great. No, Jazzy. Sorry. Let me just close the window. Go out. Naughty boy. He's such a brat. Okay, so guys, it's showing availability now in the black ivory. So you can just go ahead and order that if you want to. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Any questions about color, about sizing? Are there any questions about sizing? See, that's what's nice is that with my collection, everything is customizable. And so that makes it really easy. So, you can choose, you can say, well, I don't, I want it in that print, or I want that style in this print, or whatever the case is. But and the fabrics are such great quality. This is a sustainable fabric. And I brought it in, and it just feels like, it feels so good on your skin. And it's breathable at the same time. So, yeah. Okay, any other questions, guys? Any other questions? And are there any other items you want me to try on? If you are on my website and there's something that you want me to try on, now, ask me. Now is the time to do so. Or if you've got any questions about sizing or about the tips. There is a bit of a delay, so I'll give it a moment in a second. Now, next week, we're going to be talking about colors. So every week I do a live, same time. So same time next week, I'm going to be talking about color and how to get your perfect colors, which that is a big topic. And I know it's a big pain point for many of you. So make sure to bookmark that. It is already scheduled for that. And then let me know in the comments as well what other topics you would like me to cover for my lives. So because I do short form content that goes up daily. I do a one long form video every Sunday. So the one coming tomorrow is actually about tight versus tight versus baggy, and then what are the alternatives. So it's going to cover quite a few of the things that I already discussed today, but you'll be able to see it in more of a, not a live format. And then I do the live format, so it makes it much easier for everybody. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I stumbled on your live. Oh, yay! Oh, thank you so much, JM. That's amazing. Also, guys, if you want to, go onto my website. Let me just send and sign up to my newsletter. And then that will give you, New York, here we go. That will give you, let me just give you you'll be able to stay updated. Carol, I know you from before. You have been with me before, right? So you can go ahead and just go to my website and sign up to my newsletter. And that way you'll get notified, because I also send a reminder 15 minutes beforehand, because sometimes the reminders on YouTube don't work that well. They work sometimes and then they don't work that well. Okay, so, and then also if any of you want to book a chat with me, hold on, let me just see here real quick. So if any of you want to book a chat, here we go. Okay, I'm going to put this in the chat, in the comments as well. And this is also, guys, this is also if you have questions about the collection. So it may be that you don't need a personal styling session. You just have got questions about sizing. You've got questions about fabrics. You just want to kind of talk it over before you order. Feel free to just book a session with me, and I'm happy to chat with you about it. I've never seen your live. Oh, yes, Carol. You bought that's right. So Carol, I took a break, a hiatus from live for a while. So I used to do live a long time ago. And then I went into doing more more short form content on YouTube. And then I started doing, and then I was like, I'm missing live. And I'm also on live. I'm on camera a lot during the day. So sometimes I feel like, Another live. But I love doing live because it allows me to do exactly this, where we get to engage. I get to engage with you and take your questions and connect. And I think, especially in a time with AI, when everybody feels a little like you don't know what to trust, right? You don't know whether the images are real. You don't know if the people are real. You don't know. Live, as I think, is just so important now. So I'm going to be doing lives every Saturday, the same time, different topic. Feel free to put in the comments if you have any other any other ideas of what topics you would like for me to cover live. And then also, this is available in the replay as well, so you can go back to it. I will put chapters in it as well, so you'll be able to go back to some of the tips and see them again and go over them again. Yeah, so it's been amazing to have you guys here. So thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to join me again next time. Sign up to my newsletter on my website, tracygoldnewyork.us or .com. Either one will lead you to my website. Sign up to my newsletter, and that way you'll get notified the day before I go live and 15 minutes before the live, so you don't miss them, because sometimes YouTube notifications don't work very well. And then if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me or book a call with me. Thanks so much, ladies. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.